Beaver After Dark is not for all audiences. We will be dealing with adult topics and adult situations. Each host will be giving an opinion and is in no means an expert. Listener discretion is advised.
That's right. You can bite me, but who you probably don't want to bite is the scholar of the Urban Dictionary, which is our sexual deviant, Rob-ERT.
That's right. I'm back like herpes at a California truck stop.
He's also the scholar of porn, apparently, tonight. And then we have a special guest, the very magical man, Leprechaun.
Hello.
You can listen to him Sundays at noon on Ain't You a Peach. It's available on Rumble and I believe other social media platforms, or just Rumble.
Spotify for sure, I know. And then during the morning, or every morning, if you go over to YouTube at Your Daily Hello, you can get a detailed version of Your Daily Hello along with a really cheesy dad joke. As a matter of fact, somebody sent me one that I used, I think, on Tuesday, and it went something to the effect of, why can't a bicycle stand up by itself?
Why
because
not?
it's too tired.
Oh, too tired.
I believe it was you that sent me that one.
I probably did. I send random stupid stuff all the time, but we're good with it. We're good with it. So I don't know if you guys know this, and I actually, it's kind of a surprise for you guys tonight. And I should mention that Rusty is off being a deviant somewhere, and Erica, well, I have her on a road trip trying different things, so we're going to see what comes up with her. She's actually going to be gone for about a month. She's trying a lot of stuff, so I can't wait for her to report back on some of the stuff.
She's playing Does It Fit Around the World.
There you go. She's playing Does It Fit Around the World. We actually have a sponsor for the show. And I think it's going to really take off. So let me share the screen so we can look at our new sponsor.
Easily applied. There's a forehead today for everyone because respect never goes out of style. Forehead Tatés by Jeanette. Make them almost look you in the eyes. Forehead to
They're forehead tatés for when you want guys to look you in the eye or close enough to it. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be something that takes off?
Well, I mean, it'll give your hat something to rest on, I guess. That's if they were real ones, they're little rubber. I mean, it's like rubber duckies in a truck. You know, rubber ducky, you're my friend. I'd squeeze you and have so much fun. But yeah, I'll go with the OME. You know, the original manufacturer's equipment.
You don't think forehead taté is going to work out?
I do not. I think it's just blocking the view of a grand blowjob.
Give you something to play with while you were getting DJ.
While the girl is going down on you, you can see boobs bouncing up and down. I mean, come on. Isn't that kind of like what guys like?
Well, it brings new meaning to the term titty twistle. I mean, titty,
Yeah, but not a pair of rubber tits stuck to her forehead. If they was real, I mean, the possibilities are endless. What you could do with them sons of bitches, it'd be great. I'm not gonna lie.
I think what they should have done was a whole song like "Rubber Titties, You're the One." That makes blowjobs lots of fun. Come on, that could totally work.
Where's fucking Elmo when you need him?
Do it. Where is Elmo? All right. Well, since you didn't like the sponsor, I'm going to move on to another video. I thought that sponsor was genius, but okay. I guess I'm not a guy, so I guess, head titties are just, new version of headlamp. See, there you go. Anyway, we have this other video that is just so repulsive. I had to share it. I'm sorry. You guys did not see this one either because, I mean, when you got to go, you got to go. But this is kind of a little bit over the top. Are we ready to see this one?
Probably not, but hit us with your best shot.
Why not? I spend my money. They don't want me to use that fucking bathroom. You got me fucked up. And guess what? I got a whole bunch of tissue right here to wipe myself. What?
I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And
No, but hell no.
I thought places that served food had to have a restroom available. And that's definitely a food place. So I would like to know more about that story.
Well, I don't condone hitting women. Let's just go there with that. But I'm going to punt you in the forehead before I let you piss in my floor. That's just, you fucked around. You're going to find out. I mean, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I guess you always grab her by her ankles and use her hair to mop it up with before you threw her out the door. I don't know. It's still that's a crappy situation for that restaurant. I wouldn't want it. No.
Now you're right. Restaurants do have, and that did kind of look like a restaurant. Restaurants do have public restrooms, but you don't know the history of this lady. She could be going in there shooting junk or anything. And they refused to let her use the restroom, and now she's going to do that.
Yeah, she's going to be banned from that place. I would be surprised if she didn't get arrested. But I'm just like, so you just go right there at the counter in front of everybody? Like, what? It's just disgusting. It's foul. It's just gross. But I mean, it's just gross. But when I saw that video, I'm like, I'm totally sharing this tonight just because I want to freak people out because that's what I do.
I mean, that's better than that lady shitting in the grocery store.
And then kicking it under the counter.
Yeah, like she just nonchalantly pulls her panties to the side and just like, doop. And then just kind of kicks it like it never happened. What the fuck, bitch? You're on camera.
Tootsie roll. You're Tootsie roll. Okay. So we have... And this, you guys will both like this video because of what's involved with it. But I want you to know that cutting grass can be a contact sport. Okay. So
it depends on what kind of grass it is.
Yeah. Well, it's not the kind you smoke. Okay.
Oh, well.
This woman says a snake fell from the sky, wrapped around her arm, and then tried biting her face. But that's not all. All of this is happening while a hawk swooped down and then tried grabbing the snake off of her arm. Fox 26's Matthew Seedorf meeting with that woman here tonight who says she is just thankful to be alive.
FYI, I believe there is video of this, and this is the most Texas thing I've ever heard of in my life.
I do this as therapy to kind of help me realize that this probably is never going to happen again.
A rare simultaneous snake and hawk attack cutting a Texas woman deep. Are you looking up now?
Oh, yeah, I'm constantly looking up.
Her arm now wrapped in healing, but emotionally it's tough.
The nightmares are horrific. They're terrible.
Out in Texas, Peggy Jones had been mowing the lawn.
I'm along minding my own business.
Out of the blue sky, a snake fell onto her arm.
Your instincts are just to sling it off. Then instead of slinging it off, he wrapped around my arm. Just wrapped around it. As I'm slinging, he's striking and striking. He's striking my glasses.
The snake over and over again, lunging towards Peggy's face.
All I could see was this. It looked like a big wide mouth coming at your face.
After 4 tries, a hawk then ripping the snake away.
The hawk, I mean, his wings are just flapping, and I can feel the wings on me. I don't really know. I can't say I know how it feels to die because I'm still alive, but I really think that I got really close.
She wasn't speaking English. She was hysterical. Peggy's husband, Wendell, also outside, running over to help.
The first words I heard was snake fell out of the air.
So I'm thinking, yes, you are hysterical.
I told him, I said, a snake just fell out of the air. He said, a snake did this to me. I said, no, it was a snake. And then the snake was trying to bite me on my face.
She was just screaming and crying, trying to talk. I just couldn't understand anything she said.
I said, the hawk came down and he got the snake. He tried to get the snake and he scratched all over my arms and his talons were going into my arms and my arms.
So what do you think happened?
Flashback from the 60s.
Oh, this fucking bitch, man.
No, the hawk had the snake for lunch. It lost its grip. And you said you thought they were from Texas. I don't know. They kind of sound Alabamish to me.
It says Texas in the video. It says Texas woman. So yeah.
I agree with somebody else here. God hates you at this point, but this bitch said the nightmares, and I fucking lost it. Oh my God. Oh.
No,
I mean,
they never said
I
what
know people that would die on the spot if a snake fell out of a tree on them. The hawk isn't even fucking relevant to their story. But oh my God, could you imagine? But that was the funniest fucking thing I've heard all week. I mean, when that bitch said the nightmares and she cracked, oh fuck.
So horrible.
They never said what kind of snake it was either. Was it something lethal? You know, a cottonmouth water moccasin, rattlesnake, or was it a garter snake? I mean, what?
He didn't say. She just said
hawk was having.
It could have been one of those little like foot long green tree snakes. And she,
I don't really think I give a shit what kind of snake it was. The fact that it wrapped around her arm and then a freaking hawk came down and was trying to attack her, get the snake because he's like, bitch, that's my lunch.
Maybe God was trying to help her at that point. Maybe she should have sat fucking still and waited patiently.
Well, I think the bird had it to start with, lost its grip. The lady caught it, and the bird went, "Fire truck, you bimbo! That's my lunch. I don't want it back."
And the snake
that snake
not today,
might
hawk,
not have
not
fell
today.
out of that tree. That hawk might have dropped that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Well, they said it fell out of the sky. It didn't say it fell out of the tree.
Yeah, it fell out of the sky.
Yeah. So I presume the hawk had it to start with and was headed back to feed the babies, lost its grip. The lady caught it via her arm, and the bird went, "No, I want my lunch."
Right.
Like, this is fast food. It's not your food. Get out of here.
But I mean, her arm was fire trucked up. Talons are some wicked, wicked, wicked claws, especially depending on how big that bird was.
I never ever want
the nightmares. Oh my God, that got me. But I never talk about anything that personally happens. But in the interest of stupidity of this video, I saw a guy recently take a grinder, like a DeWalt grinder, and he ground through wood to cut his bolts off. Like he was setting this shit on fire and couldn't figure out why.
Oh God. Good drugs.
I don't even know what to say.
Right. To me, that's as dumb as that fucking story.
Okay. Well, here's something else that's going to be stupid. As someone who is a fellow dog lover, which is Rob-ERT, I want you to know what Mother Jones is saying about dogs. Now, Mother Jones is a left-leaning newspaper, but they are saying that dogs have extensive and multifarious environmental impacts, disturbing wildlife, polluting waterways, and contributing to carbon emissions, new research has found. An Australian review of existing studies has argued that the environmental impact of dog owners is far greater and more insidious and more concerning than is generally recognized. While the environmental impact of cats is well known, the comparative effect of pet dogs has been poorly acknowledged, said the researchers. The review, published in the journal Pacific Conservation Biology, highlighted the impact of the world's commonest large carnivore in killing and disturbing native wildlife, particularly birds. In Australia, attacks by unrestrained dogs on little penguins in Tasmania may attribute to colony collapse, modeling suggests, while a study of animals taken to the Australian Zoo Wildlife Hospital found that mortality was highest after dog attacks. Okay. That's like
Okay, it's a fucking pig.
What
Bullshit. That is pure the bullshit.
That's also like saying,
I read
"They'll break your bone." I mean, come on.
I started reading that article, made it as far as Australia says. I went, bullshit. No, that's such a crock of crap. Your ankle. Oh, good.
Here's the thing. Okay.
Trucking. Stupid.
We're referring to one species of penguin here versus multiple species of birds and other creatures that have went extinct due to house cats. You know, I mean, dogs, I just don't see it. I mean, in all honesty, cattle have a higher environmental impact than fucking dogs ever will.
Oh yeah,
just because of methane they release.
Well, that, and with the cat sees something moving, its instinct is to attack and kill. It's not hungry. It doesn't want to eat lunch. It's moving. I'm going to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you can have all the cats you want. Keep them in your house. Keep them off the street. Keep them out of my, tree rats. I feed them. I don't feed your cat. Dogs don't tear up nearly 1/3 of the stuff that a cat will. And a carbon footprint that from the article, the flea collars and the flea medications gets in the waterway and affects the fish.
Okay. Do something different.
Yeah, so they're saying that in the United States, studies have found that deer, foxes, and bobcats were less active in or avoid wilderness areas where dogs are allowed. While other research shows that insecticides from flea and tick medications kill aquatic invertebrates when they wash off into the waterways, dog feces can also leave scent traces and affect soil chemistry and plant growth. Well, isn't any kind of feces going to affect plant growth? I mean,
and it leaves a scent. What the hell?
There's a point to this article, folks, and that point is don't smoke crack.
Right. And by the way, I would like to point out that they're talking about the greenhouse gas emissions and all this stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, now do all the travel done by all the millionaires and billionaires in the world, and I want to see their carbon footprint compared to a dog's carbon footprint, and then I want you to shut the fuck up, because
I feel like Al Gore.
My dog has way less of a carbon footprint than fucking Al Gore.
Not to get political, but I feel like Al Gore wrote this article. It just seems like his level of ignorance.
Yeah. And by the way, they go on and they say that we give dogs a free pass because they're so important to us, but we have to understand how they're destroying the environment and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll have 50 fucking dogs. I don't give a shit. My 50 dogs will still have less of a carbon footprint over the course of all of their lives combined compared to 1 month of a billionaire. I'm sorry, because they're flying private cars, they're on boats. I don't want to hear no bullshit in their house. Just the electricity to run their houses and stuff. So fuck you. That's all I'm saying about that. Mother Jones, you can go suck a motherfucking dick.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Now I must troll them.
I love it. I can't wait to hear about this next week. And while we're speaking about pets, we have another story that involves pets, because we know that pets actually improve your life because they are unconditional love, and that gives you that boost of dopamine. Although sometimes they really piss you off. Overall, owning a dog or owning a cat gives you a lot of joy. But there is a new study that suggests that owning a dog or cat brings you the same amount of joy as getting an extra $90,000 a year. The study was done in the UK and was comprised of about 2,500 households. So do you think owning a pet would give you the same amount of joy as getting an extra $90,000 a year?
No, give me the 90K and then I'm going to go get a pet.
Yeah, I don't see how that makes sense because, you know, as being a lower class citizen myself, I've struggled to the point to where I've been like, all right, it's me or the dog, and I'm feeding the dog.
Right.
So I don't know if $90,000 would replace that happiness. I just don't.
You think it would take more than that?
I do. I mean, dogs are weird creatures, and you know, when you walk in, they know if you've had a bad day, and all they want to do is make it better. And most people, they don't give a fuck about you, but that dog will.
Well, see, and what 100%. both of those stories neglect to point out that when the lights go out, just like in Korea and Chinese restaurants, them dogs and cats become very useful to maintaining the sustainability of yourself.
I'm not eating my fucking dogs, okay?
I'm saying could, at worst case scenario.
I would.
Oh
no.
yeah.
I'd figure out how to feed us all. I would figure it out.
I've got enough dogs. I have a pecking order in case that ever becomes a thing. I mean,
don't say that.
In Korea, it's called Kagogi.
But I can start with the rabbit because we have a rabbit.
Restaurant. Well, you just look at
the rabbits. I would start with the rabbits. I would be out hunting and doing whatever I could. I don't think I could ever eat my dogs.
Oh, I have kind of sort of acquired 2 baby possums. The mom is MIA. We haven't seen it. And the babies just keep randomly popping up. And I'm afraid the dogs are going to get them. So I'm now taking care of them for the next couple of weeks until they can be relocated.
How big is it?
They're about the size of kittens.
Oh, they're almost cute at that stage.
Yeah. Almost. Do they play dead?
They do. They do because my bloodhound brought me one.
Oh no!
Yeah,
oh my
and
God.
It was playing dead.
Did I ever tell you the story about the possum in my backyard?
I don't think so.
So this was several years ago because Charlie was still alive. And when you come out of our garage, there's a driveway and there's the yard, but the yard goes back behind on the side of the garage up to where the kitchen window is and stuff. And everything is fenced in. The dogs can't go in and out or anything. So I open up the garage door and Charlie goes running and goes around to the dark area in the back of by the window of the kitchen. And I hear this squabble, like this fight going on. So I grab a flashlight because at the time we didn't have a motion light set up over there. And I grab this big like flashlight and I shine it and I see this possum laying dead. And I see Charlie standing over top of it. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And I'm like, Charlie, did you kill that? You know, and I'm standing there and I was just about to pick it up and I'm like, I don't think I can touch it. So I went around the corner. I took the dogs in with me and I went in to get my husband and I'm like, can you go get the possum that's dead in the backyard? I said, I think Charlie killed it because I heard the fight. I said, I was going to pick it up and throw it over the fence, but I don't really want to touch a dead creature. And Jason's like, are you sure it was dead? I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I'm like, it was laying there. It wasn't moving. And he goes, it's a possum. And I'm like, and I totally forgot about the whole playing dead thing. So he went outside with a shovel and he's like, yeah, it's not here anymore. I'm like, oh shit. So it wasn't dead. I almost picked it up. I literally was like inches from picking it up by its feet. It would have freaking bit the hell out of me.
Oh my God.
You know, I saw my mom do that. She had German Shepherds, and one got in the pen, and it was playing possum. Well, she went over there with a shovel, just gonna scoop it and toss it over the fence. And as she scooped it and started to pick it up, I guess it scared it, so it stood up on the shovel, and it scared her, and she screamed and dropped it. The shovel, the possum hits the ground, the dog barks, and the possum just goes.
Oh
he
my
just started playing dead again because he didn't want the dog to fuck with him.
Oh my God.
Okay, let me see if
It was
this one.
pretty funny.
I would have went totally crazy. What's up there, Leppy?
Okay, you were speaking of dogs, and I think that's really cool. There was a news story this morning about from Guinness, not the beer, but the world records for the largest and the smallest dogs. I dropped a link in the YouTube chat, and I also dropped you a link in Messenger. I don't know if you can get it. There's a short video, and it shows because they're together. It's the world's largest or tallest dog and the world's smallest dog. They both live in the same house.
Oh yeah, I got it. Hold on.
Oh shit! I bet that's wild.
Oh, it is.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I think the world's tallest dog is a certain breed of Great Dane.
Is there a video or oh yeah, okay, I see the video.
There's video.
I see it now. I saw the pictures, but then I was looking for the rest of the story.
Ashton was
Commercial.
a high-level athlete. She was.
Is it sharing?
We started noticing that something wasn't quite right.
Oh, full screen.
Oh my gosh.
I don't see it on YouTube yet. There it is. Jesus. That fucking dog's slobber is bigger than him.
Yeah, oh
When
my gosh.
that Dane takes a dump, it's bigger than that other dog.
Girl, the Chihuahua is only 3.59 inches.
Uh-huh. They were showing a picture of it on the news with it literally sitting in a teacup.
That is tiny. That is tiny.
That is
I
crazy.
think you'd get a kick out of that.
Oh my God, that is so adorable. Thank you.
Hell, you
All
could
right.
just put a fanny pack on that big fucker and stick the little one in it and let him take it for a walk too.
Probably put 15 or 20 of them little ones on it.
Exactly. Anyway, Robert.
Yes, man.
That is disgusting.
You are one sick puppy.
It is now time for Robert's Urban Dictionary of the Week.
Poor SoCal, she almost missed it.
No. Like
So
apparently
this week's
we're not important enough to be on time. You leave work early, girl.
no.
I'm
This
kidding.
week's Urban Dictionary is brought to you in light of the tornadoes in Missouri. Wait. I said that wrong. Not in light of. I'm not trying to make light of those tornadoes. There was victims and it was bad, but it was my weekly inspiration. So Missouri it is.
Uh-oh.
I'm scared.
This week's Urban Dictionary is the Missouri Stench Pit.
The Missouri
What?
Pit. I have a feeling I'm going to hate this and regret it.
Did you
But
say stench
what
pit?
is a I feel like it's like a vagina that hasn't been cleaned for a long time.
Oh God.
Oh
Or
no.
it's gonna be something with the ass.
Yeah, it's worse than both of those.
Oh God.
It's
I
the
figured it
act-
had to be. God.
It is the act of shitting into someone's armpit.
What?
And then I don't want to say that one. That's disgusting. So we'll go with the second one. Having intercourse.
Oh my God, really? It's that bad?
Well, it said licking it dry, but that's pretty gross. So I went with having intercourse, the second option, because, well, licking it is disgusting. I mean, I'm not saying the second option isn't disgusting. I mean, if that's your cup of tea, that's better than the 2 girls, 1 cup deal. So,
Robert.
But this week's Urban Dictionary is the Missouri stench pit.
The Missouri stench pit. I think we might need a palate cleanser. I really do. I think Robert has ruined my life forever. You know,
I tried to go with the secondary option, and you're all like, "Well, how could that be bad?" And
well,
like, all right,
well, it was how bad could it be? But apparently, I should never ask that question. So
we're
going to move on. We're going to move on to a Florida man story.
I had one for you though before. It's a good one.
You have a what?
About the guy that walked into a bar and told the bartender to put him down 11 shots of tequila. And the guy walked through and hit every shot. Finished the last one and looked at the bartender and said, "I just had my first blowjob." The guy says, "Here, let me give you a shot." The guy says, "Nah, if 11 didn't kill the taste, the 12th one won't."
Right.
That's
now you'll get a better palate cleanser because we got Florida man. This is the most Florida video ever.
God.
Not happening at all. At all. This store sells some good liquor. I drank a lot of it that night.
The viral video shows Robbie Stratton running through a convenience store with an alligator in his hands. He takes the animal in the beer fridge as well.
I don't even remember coming up here.
We asked Stratton where the alligator came from.
No clue. No clue. I literally came to the store and he was in the back of the truck. They told me what I did was stupid and I'll be facing some charges here soon. And probably go to jail, probably not. We'll see.
He says he regrets his decision.
Does he regret his decision?
That decision was brought to you by Busch Light.
Busch Lights? I like that.
But what's bad is it made me think of Robert when I first saw it.
Because he come in with an alligator.
I can see you doing that and just finding it. You know, I was like, well, where'd you get it? You know, I really don't know. I just kind of, it was.
You know, here a while back, a buddy had went out of town and I ended up seeing this video of a seagull. And I was like, man, why didn't you bring me that damn seagull? Because they were throwing chips and it just so happened to get close enough, you know, where he could catch it. He was petting it. I was like, man, if you'd have brought that shit home, I'd have kept it. So just FYI, if you go to Florida and want to bring me a seagull, I'll take it. I don't know. Is it legal to have a seagull? I doubt it.
I don't know. Now, the reason this show is called Decentered is because there is this thing about decentering men, and it's basically trying to emasculate men. Okay. So this woman posted on TikTok, "Give me your best ways to that you have decentered men." I'm not talking about journaling and focusing on yourself. I want the most insane, unhinged, borderline psycho things you've done. Now, at one point, I had written some of these down, but I lost them. So we're just going to go through them. When people tell me their husband isn't helping with their kids, I say, "Oh, I didn't realize he wasn't their biological father." I refuse to step out of a men's path in public. They can move. We have trained my 8-year-old son to call women's basketball basketball and men's basketball. It always delights me. I don't understand why that's even a thing, but whatever.
Because it's two different sports. It's women's and men's.
So, but why does it matter that you only call one basketball and one men's? Like you have to specify. I don't know. Somebody else had posted, instead of ladies and gentlemen or you guys, I say ladies and sons of ladies.
No, Jesus.
It's gay. But there was somebody else who posted that she always refers to the attorneys by their first names and any female attorney she'll call attorney with their last name. So she feels like that's going to emasculate men. This is just a bunch of cold ass bitches that I don't know. What do you think of this?
I think they need to get laid.
Again, I don't, if I walk into a place and we're walking toward each other and I have to go around you once, okay, twice, okay, third time, I'm going to assume you're being an asshole and I'm going to shoulder check you.
This one, my husband is a stay-at-home dad. Whenever people ask me when he's returning to work, I tell them I prefer my husband doesn't work outside the home. Yeah. When I see when I see a man with a nice car, boat, motorcycle, I always ask if his wife bought him that.
I bet you see you next Tuesday so far.
See, you don't ask me shit like that because I'll be like, no, your mom.
They're lame. And just,
these are the times we live in, though. What happens? This is what I want to know. What happens when they systematically turn every man in the world bitches? Because that's what they want to do.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't get this whole being a stupid bitch to men, because some random guy didn't make any difference in your life except you're making it that way. I don't smile at men. When on planes, I compliment mothers as single moms doing a great job. And if they point out the husband, I'll say, oh, then why are you doing everything on your own? And death glare at him. But how do you know she's doing everything on her own?
Well, see, that's what I'm getting at, though. If you take and you, let's say generationally, all these bitches have kids, right? And I'm going to say bitches because that's what they are at this point. And they spend all this time changing these kids. And then these kids do it to their kids and so on. You're going to destroy men in general. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up with a society that has no men, and nobody's going to know how to do shit. Swing a hammer, nothing. They're all going to be a bunch of damn tree hugging pussies.
Right. And that we do already have a lot of them. Like, it is amazing to me how there are so many young men who don't even know how to change a tire. I mean, I had to learn how to change a tire before I could even get my license. So it's just like, well, we can always get somebody to do that. Well, you might not always be able to get someone to do that.
Look at the number of them that don't even drive, don't even know how to drive. And the greater number that don't know how to drive an automatic. Or, I mean, can only drive an automatic, don't know how to drive a standard shift.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because over the years, standards has just died out. There's only a handful of cars you can even get standard anymore.
You have to order them special. My sister-in-law had to do that. I don't know.
Writing, it's a skill. Once it's gone and lost, it's to the detriment of society, in my opinion.
It is. And some of this stuff is stupid. Like, it may be unhinged, but I refuse to put my husband's name on the kids' Christmas presents because I did every single step myself, including wrapping. It almost ended our marriage. Like, I'm sorry, but that's a petty ass bitch thing. My husband doesn't do the Christmas shopping, but when I give a gift, it's always from him and from me. It's always from J&H. I always put J&H because it's just easier than running a bunch of Jason and Hollies out.
And you guys probably share a checking account. Does that do these not single broads, but these de-emasculating women, do they have their own checking account? Like the chickie says, well, I'm the one that did it all. Did she earn the money and go buy the presents and take care of the kids? If she's doing all that, hey, more power to her. But if the old man's bringing in the paycheck her job is to take care of the kids, pay the bills, here, keep the check, whatever, the division of power in their household is. When you try to demasculate the males in charge, it goes against it should theoretically go against the grain of common sense, but we're seriously lacking that in this day and age.
I mean, this one, I don't read books by male authors. Well, you're missing a whole lot of good books. This is like the pettiest bullshit I've ever seen in my entire life.
They're the type of people that cut their nose off despite their face.
I'm sorry?
They're the type of people that cut their nose off despite their face. It's like, oh, I'm here. Bad. Regardless
These are the kind of motherfuckers that are like, well, I don't need a man. I can fix the sink myself. And then they get down there and they fuck it up 6 ways from Sunday. And then they call some plumber to come fix it. And then they want to bitch about the price. Well, you shouldn't have fucked with it to start with.
Well, right. I'm going to tell you this video. Hold on. Let me go all the way back to the top because I scrolled down really, really far and I can't find the thick cursor on the side to take me back up. It has 349,000 likes, 27,000 comments, and 72.5 thousand saves. Like people saved the video so they could go back and look at it again. And I'm like, holy shit.
That shit's scary, ain't it?
It is ridiculous. I almost kind of want to comment and be like, I just see a bunch of whiny ass bitches who obviously can't get fucking laid. But then I'm like, don't even bother because I don't want to give her a comment or anything like that. And I'm going to get so much hate for it. And the thing is that it's true. And you literally are going to be an asshole to it's kind of like genderism. Like you want to scream racism. This is genderism. You literally hate a man just because it has a penis.
I need to start trolling these motherfuckers too.
And broads are just jealous because they can't write their name in the snow while standing up.
I assume that's probably the case. But I do want to move on to another topic. I don't know how, well, I mean, we don't have a limit, but I try not to go over an hour. But this is really fucked up. And this is in New Jersey, okay? There is a controversial questionnaire that is going out to parents in New Jersey. It asks new parents about their baby's sexual orientation and gender identity. You got that? Their baby's sexual orientation and gender identity. The hospital has questions like, what's your baby's gender assigned at birth? And then your options, by the way, are male, female, or trans. The next question says, is your baby straight, gay, bisexual, genderqueer? It's a fucking baby.
Okay, first of all, well, I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to hurt feelings on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, it is absolutely fucking ludicrous that these cocksuckers are doing this. Mm-hmm. None of these fucktards have the mental capacity to sit there and go, well, I'm going to choose trans and then I'm going to raise this child that way. And the reason I say that, and I'm okay with the LGBTQ community having children. I am, absolutely. With one exception. Don't push it down their fucking throats. I had a friend, and I blocked this whore, and I won't have nothing to do with her. And I think her fucking kids should be taken away because she posted pictures of that goddamn boy wearing a dress before any of this shit ever started. Like, she was taking him to drag shows, and he was like dressing up in drag and then taking him to fucking pride parades and all this other shit. So she's raised him in that life. And she's pushing him hard as a motherfucker in that direction.
Which is not okay. And this is why there is a rise of serious mental health issues in our country. This is the reason that there are so many confused people because they're kids. Let's be fair. Kids will do basically almost anything if they think that their parents are okay with it, if that they think it's going to make their parents happy, because they have not developed the capacity of free thought. They have not developed the ability to question yet. This is their learning period. When they're born up until a certain age, they're basically soaking in their environment. They are learning and adapting to what's going on. And if somebody says this is okay, or this is what you are, they're just like, okay, well, mom's telling me this or dad's telling me this. Why would it be wrong? And it is wrong. You should not push shit like this down a baby or a toddler's or even a young child's throat. It's ridiculous. And that's why, I mean, it's almost like being trans is popular right now. It's like having a Birkin or some type of fabulous bag. Everybody wants it. So they're trying to create that situation, or they're trying to create that within their child. And it's wrong. It is so wrong. And now if you grow up and you're just a normal child, but you still have these feelings and you become a teenager and you still feel this way and you're not being pressured, then there is actually a case for it. I still feel like it's a mental health issue because you're not just something else because
God doesn't make the whole trans thing isn't new. That shit's been happening for years and years and years. It's just only recently come to life and been accepted, or come to light, so to speak, and been accepted.
And once you're an adult and you can make your own decisions, whatever, dude, it's all on you.
Let the kids be kids.
Right.
Life is too fucking hard for them. And that's my only thing, that I want to protect the children in all of this. This shit don't need to be in Disney movies or any of that because they're too young. Let them be kids. And then, if my son walked in here in 3 years and says, Dad, I really don't feel like I'm a boy. I've always felt like I should be a girl and I want to be a girl. Then, fuck it. Who am I? I'll support whatever the hell he wants to do at that point. But I'm not going to let somebody push it down his throat and him trying to come tell me that when he's in 3rd grade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what they're trying to do.
Right. And that's why we have mental health issues on the rise. We have severe depression. We have so much confusion in these children because the world is so different now. And it's like before we were kind of feral kids, as we were out, we were doing stuff. Our parents didn't always know where we were. We were, drinking from garden hoses, and we were just gone all day. As long as we were out of our parents' hair, it was fine. Now it's like you got the helicopter parents, you've got them pushing agendas into their children. Like, I get angry when my niece and my nephew say that they know how their teacher voted. No, there's no reason, unless you're in a political science class, should you be discussing politics in your classroom, period.
Exactly. Especially in elementary school.
Your social studies class. And then
if you're discussing it, you have to present both sides. And they should still not know how you voted or what your personal beliefs are. You should be able to be like, well, this is what this party stands for. This is what this party stands for. You make your decision, whatever. But the fact that these kids can tell how teachers are voting, and teachers pushing agendas and having BLM flags and gay pride flags and all this stuff. Like, I'm in training right now, and my trainer has transgender flags in the background, and I feel like it's inappropriate in a workplace. She's a very nice person, but I still feel like those flags in the background are inappropriate. There's no reason for them to be there.
Nope, not in work.
But I mean, I don't know. The whole thing with this, now there is a senator, I believe it was a senator, congressman, whichever, is trying to bring up a new law that says that this is not something that they should even be able to put on there, and the parents should be able to decline releasing any of that information because it's retarded. Sorry. Yeah.
Well,
it's retarded.
It's words, and they didn't add it until just a couple of years ago. It wasn't added until
2022 because they were trying to get more demographic data about patients and so supposedly how to better serve them. But no, that's not. You don't even know. That baby doesn't know if they're gay or trans or anything like that. So to even have that on there is bullshit. You're
the thing.
Perpetuating a mental health case.
Here's the thing that most people don't look at, and it's the big picture. And again, I'm not one of these motherfuckers. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not. And this is going to sound conspiracy theory, but I'm just not that person. We're running out of jobs in this country because a lot of it's going automated all over the world. And we have a population issue. Other parts of the world, they do things their way. Apparently, our government's doing things their way. If you convince women that they're men and men that they're women long enough that it actually happens and nobody has kids, then you control the population. Mm-hmm. In which case, running out of jobs and not being able to take care of folks or figuring shit out ain't gonna matter. Elon Musk said this years ago, and I believe it, that eventually we will have generational jobs and there will be people in this world that get paid to stay home because there's not going to be any work for everybody.
I would like to be paid a decent amount to stay home. I'd be good with that.
Remember, Soylent Green is people.
Soylent Green, yeah. So I don't know if anybody has heard about this, but I did not hear about this. And this is in the New England area. But there is a serial killer on the loose. Did you guys hear about this?
Mm-hmm. I had.
You did. You had. Robert?
It was like 8 bodies so far. They just found the 8th one. And up until this time, they were going, yeah, no, it's just a coincidence. Now they're going, oops, there might be a serial killer.
Fuck yeah, buddy. You need a place to hide. Hashtag this text country.
You got to be kidding me. I can't read the article because I need to enter an email address.
I'm not going to lie. I root for the criminal in every movie, everything, all the time. And there's only a handful of times that we win, but by God, we do win every once in a while.
Every now and again.
I hate this fucking bullshit. All right, we're not going to be able to read the article unless I find somewhere else because they're gay as hell. It's Fox News, and you think that I wouldn't have to sign in and I could just, I don't know, read the goddamn email or the article, but it's literally making me sign in, and I entered an email account that I don't really have, so that I could read the damn article.
Did you want me to read it?
I got it now because I had to go into my phone to get the information because it's signed in on my phone.
I wonder.
Stupid emails. Massachusetts authorities are investigating the death of a woman found unresponsive off a bike path in Springfield on Tuesday. Springfield Police Department Ryan Walsh said officers responded to an unresponsive person, blah, blah, blah. Upon arrival, the woman discovered the woman was pronounced dead shortly after. The SPD, a homicide unit under the direction of Captain Trent Duda, is conducting an unattended death investigation in conjunction with the Hampstead murder unit, pending an autopsy by the examiner. The woman's death comes amid rumors circulating online about a possible New England serial killer following the deaths of 7, now 8 people, mostly women, between March and April in Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. As of Wednesday, authorities have not announced any kind of connection between the 8 victims' deaths. But Walsh told Fox News Digital that the woman's death cause the woman's cause of death will be determined by a medical examiners, and internet rumors are just that. The rumors began circulating on a Facebook group called New England Serial Killer, which has now changed its name since Facebook rules and regulations took over. Over the last 2 months, human remains have been located in New Haven, Norwalk, Groton, Killingly, Connecticut, Foster, Rhode Island, and Framingham, Plymouth, and now Springfield, Massachusetts. Some social media users say these discoveries of human remains, particular female ones, across the 3 states may indicate a serial killer. So they do have a map of where the bodies were found. I will share that in 1 second as soon as I get it bigger.
So with Facebook now, yeah, it's kind of ignorant. You can't say serial killer, so I guess you have to say serial unaliver, which don't have the same ring to it.
Retarded. It's just dumb.
But here's what I want to know. You see that map right there?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I need somebody to find out. Where was Garth Brooks during all this? Where's the bodies, Garth? Where's the bodies?
Every one of those is on a highway.
What's the Garth Brooks conspiracy? I believe I heard something about that.
There's a dead person in every city that he did a concert in, basically his whole fucking career.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We could do a whole show on that.
And so there's a whole conspiracy serial killer theory around Garth, and people go to his concerts holding up signs now says, "Where's the bodies?"
Oh God. Did you notice though that all of those body locations, or at least the way it looked to me on the map, is they were all along roads? It's probably one of them truck driver guys.
Well, here's the thing. Hey, whoa. Don't be truckers.
The U.S.
They get blamed for enough shit as it is. But here's the thing. All this shit right here could be avoided if people wasn't out fucking exercising. Stay home. Don't get murdered. Exercising will kill you. Okay? Being fat will make you happy. I promise. Stay home. Stay alive. Stay happy.
Listen, you're too fat for a serial killer to drag. So, I mean, I'm safe because I'm fat. Okay.
No serial killer in history killed fucking fat people because they can't move the body.
That's not
true.
true.
Stay fat, stay safe, my friends.
That is not true. Did you not see the documentary Silence of the Lambs where he was killing fat chicks, putting them in a well and starving them so that their skin...
Yeah, but he got them skinny so he could move them. That was different. And he was making a meat suit,
fat.
you know.
They
Goodbye, horses. Yeah.
They were fat when he put them in the well. So it's not about that.
Right.
He moved them. So they don't.
Well, right. Then he put the lotion on the skin. They get skinny, and then he made a meat suit. So that still don't count. But nobody in the history of serial killing has killed fat people because it's too hard to hide the body. Stay safe, stay fat, my friends.
So I just found some articles about this Garth Brooks thing, and the first thing is Garth Brooks is not a serial killer, and there are no facts to support it.
No, it's one of his roadies.
Fuck Garth Brooks. He is a serial killer.
I have to look into that now. That's interesting. I can't
fun to tinker with. You'll enjoy it. It's a cool little rabbit hole. I troll the fuck out of it. It's fun.
Oh God, you're just a big troll.
That's all I do. I mean, you know, I sit at home and I troll things
and watch porn.
I do now because I sent them my ID so I could get back to life as I know it.
You did it.
Yeah, I broke down. Damn it! Because even OnlyFans did it, and I was like, "What kind of bullshit is that? I got subscriptions I need to close out. What the fuck?" And so I had no choice.
Wait, you subscribe to OnlyFans?
If I find somebody I want to see naked, absolutely. Like some girl I went to school with or some shit like that. Yeah. Why not? Just one.
My friend's daughter does OnlyFans.
Is she hot?
She is very cute. Hold on. I will show her to
you. Oh, we're doing this now? You fuck with me. I'll do an OnlyFans of the week.
I am going to show you some of her pictures. Hold on. I just got to find her here. Here's one of them. She's on Instagram.
Dear.
She's
Beaver out here pimping girls, y'all. Beaver out here pimping.
She is at that boosted chick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard of her.
It's my friend's daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Let me see if I can find here's video of her in a pool with a friend.
I ain't fucking around unless it's over 30. I got a kid that's like 25. That shit's weird. Fuck it.
Oh, there's only 2 pictures. Yeah, that is her yeah, she's all over the internet. She's got a lot of
Damn. Look at Beaver pimping this girl out here, Lep.
she's beautiful.
You get 10%.
Right? She gonna hit her up, be like,
stuff.
if our show gets you any viewers, you gotta cut us 10%.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's on here. Beaver is now spotlighting OnlyFans girls. Listen, I had an OnlyFans idea, but my husband wouldn't let me do it. It was called the Breast Chef. And I would literally wear super low cut clothing with my boobs hanging out. And not like totally hanging out, just like a lot of cleavage. And I would wear a GoPro that just basically looked down at my cleavage while I was baking and cooking stuff. And of course, I would spill stuff on my boobs once in a while and everything. But
right.
I thought it could be a big moneymaker. But my husband's like, yeah, you're not doing that.
If you market it right, fuck yeah. I mean, it could be a huge moneymaker.
Yeah.
And I thought the Breast Chef was a really good idea. Really good.
All about marketing.
On Rotors to play there. That's great. So let me know when it's set up, and Robert and I will be, your first subscribers.
Well,
I know her. That's fucking weird, dude. I'm not cool with it.
But you know the girls that you're on OnlyFans with, that you went to school with.
No. Well, it was more one of those things that I wished I could have seen them nigga then, so I'll settle for now. That's one of those situations. Damn, Beaver just disappeared.
Do you think that it's more that you look at me like an angelic person, that because you didn't even want to make fun of me for my 50th birthday party? You thought I was too nice.
I don't know. You're just my homie. I don't like very many people, but you're on that list. So.
Oh, wow. I feel honored. Well, next week, we are going to start the show at 9 p.m. Eastern time instead of 8 p.m. Eastern time. With the new job that I took and stuff, it's just not working because I don't have a lot of time in between getting off work and starting the show. So we're going to move back to 9 p.m. Eastern time. I will put out reminders on social media about this.
That's 8 Central.
That's 8 Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 2 o'clock Hawaiian time. I don't really know if that's even true. But
oh, shit. Real quick, because you said Hawaii. There's something I need to run by everybody. If anybody's going to Hawaii and they're willing to take a vial of my jizz and just dump it out on the ground so I could technically jerk off in Hawaii, let me know, because I'm trying to get all 50 states. I got the lower 48 when I was trucking. I just need Hawaii and Alaska. So, I'm cool with like filling up one of these little tubes and sending it.
We actually know 2 people that go to Hawaii quite often, and that is J May and Val. So maybe you can get them to. So
right. J May and Val, if y'all are willing to take a little country to Hawaii, let me know. That would help a brother out, because I'd like to catch those 2 states. And then,
I actually am trying to save up to go back to Alaska. So if I do.
There's gold in Alaska.
But you're going to have to pay me to do it, by the way. So he's just sitting there like, yeah.
That's on Facebook, Obi-Wan. I've got a Just Text Country Facebook page.
What's country's
feel free to join anybody. It's a question and answer. You got problems, country's got answers, no problem is too big or too small. Oh, hell yeah. See, look, J May's my homie.
If I
She's gonna take country to Hawaii.
All right. On that disturbing closing, don't forget next week, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we will be doing the show. And until then, if you see something, make sure you videotape it and send us the video. Bye-bye.